Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hello, hotties of the world. Welcome back to another beautiful, amazing, wonderful, sexy episode of Smoke Sesh. My name is Hannah, your host of the Sesh, and I am officially 25. Oh my god, can you guys believe it? Honestly, I can't. I didn't think I was going to live this long, if we're being real. I had one of the most magical, incredible birthday weekends of my entire life. I've always had a pretty good birthday. I mean, I'm a June 1st baby. Like, hello, it's the start of Pride. It's the start of summer. It's finally warming up. It's usually always sunny and nice and beautiful. Like, my birthdays are usually pretty good. Not super existential because I'm usually doing something fun. I try and make sure I'm doing something fun so that I'm not just like suffering in my own mind of existentialism. So I always like to try and plan something. I've been to LA, used to go to like our lake house when I was a kid and just celebrate there with a couple of friends. I was in Mexico last year for my birthday, and this year all I wanted was to live my little fairy girl dreams and be outside swimming in crystal clear rivers in a log cabin by a fireplace, smoking weed in the mountains, and that is exactly what happened. I have to give a quick shout out to my boyfriend because, oh my god, he is the sweetest fucking human being on this planet. If your boyfriend's one sole goal as a partner is not to make your life easier, then they are not the person for you. They are not the person for you. Too many men have inconvenienced me in my life. You know what? I needed a man who was like, no, I just want to make sure that like you're rested, you're relaxed, princess era as you should be. I'll handle the rest. And he definitely handled it. It was so great. The first day of the weekend, the day we were supposed to be leaving, it was actually thunderstorming. So I was a little like, maybe it's gonna rain my whole birthday for the first time ever in my entire life, and I'm not gonna be able to do anything. But of course, the weather pulled through. It was about like a 4-hour drive. If you guys don't know, a few of you guys guessed where I was going. We ended up in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I don't know. For some reason, it is just like the most beautiful little tiny mountain city. And it's a perfect kind of like small city in the middle of nowhere where there's still good food, shopping, things like that, but you can still escape into the forest if need be. So we went to Eureka Springs for my birthday. We rented this cute little off-grid cabin. First day we got there, we drove through all the thunderstorms, made it to the cabin, found out the cabin has a ginormous bathtub in the living room. I'm talking jacuzzi style in the middle of this log cabin, overlooking like the mountain, looking outside, giant beautiful windows. So I said, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. First day we got there, they had like Epsom salts and like cute little candles. We lit some candles. We took a nice bubble bath to celebrate the first day and to kind of relax after spending 4.5 hours in the car. Got our freak on. Somebody gonna match my freak. And then we ended up just kind of chilling, laying around that first day, just relaxing vacation mode. We had been go, go, go that whole morning, and I knew the next day was my birthday, so I knew we were gonna be just like insanely busy because that's how I like to live life, no time to stop and sit. Like, let's go experience. So we just took that day to really rest, relax, bubble bath it up, smoke a little bit. What more could a girl ask for? Woke up on my birthday. My boyfriend surprised me with coffee. We got some coffee. He got me some beautiful gifts. Everything that I asked for. The only things I asked for my birthday, from my parents, I asked for a suitcase because the older you get, the more you realize like, oh no, I need like functional adult things. And one of those things is a suitcase. So I asked my parents for that. We'll see if I get it. I celebrate with them tomorrow. And then from him, I asked for like a really nice journal that I could journal in. I realized I used to journal a lot and I really haven't. And that's one of my biggest goals for 25 is to kind of be more present in the moment and really slow my brain down, slow my words down, and focus on just like intentionality. And a great way to do that is with a journal. I love typing in my notes apps, whatever, but that's more for like brain dumps. I want to be like intentional about my like gratitude journaling and really just documenting my times and my days. So he got me this beautiful like fuchsia pink leather like beautiful Italian notebook. Oh my god, gorgeous. And then he got me some witchy stuff. He got me a couple things that I could add to my altar because he knows I'm a witchy girl at heart. And then what else? Oh, he got me a little sunny angel. A little cute little sunny angel. It was the fruit series. I did pull a strawberry. Thankful for that. So fucking cute. And then we got up. I got some cute little dress on and we went into town and we did some shopping. Eureka Springs has some really good shopping, so we just went in there. We went crazy. He really wanted to buy me another like opal ring while we were there exploring because they have a ton of crystal stores. And as I stated, every single time I go traveling, I always look for local crystal stores to source like rings and jewelry and things like that. So he got me a beautiful opal ring, and then he got matching opal earrings for himself because talk about Manic Pixie Dream Girl. When we first met, like within the first week, I pierced his ears because I just have this habit of being like, no, men will never forget me because I'm gonna modify their bodies in some sort of way. Crazy. Anyways, he got some earrings. He bought me a cute little ring. Oh, nail cam. Hey Meg, love you. These are my birthday nails / kind of pride nails. Hold on. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. If you want to see a close-up, go to Nails by Meg So on Instagram. But they're the cute little rainbow butterfly nails. Very Y2K with the chunky white French tip. I thought I was going in there and I was going to get something like red, gingham, like cunt tree. Anyways, left with these, very happy with these. These are the perfect birthday nails. I got so many compliments throughout the weekend. And then we had a beautiful lunch. We ended up having like a really large fresh salad, fresh chicken, beautiful sandwich, mimosas, pomegranate mimosas. Oh my god, what else could a girl ask for? Are you kidding me? I stopped at another different witchy store and I bought some new tarot cards. It's a beautiful morning of just like wearing my cute little sundress in the sun, doing some little shopping, having my boyfriend carry my bags for me, eating some fresh veggies and a pomegranate mimosa. Oh, amazing. Are you kidding me? Beautiful day. The sunshine finally came out mid-afternoon, so we were like, let's go swimming. We had everything packed to go to like the river or wherever, like little swimming hole that we could find. I didn't realize this swimming hole was gonna be like in the middle of nowhere. I was like, whole time we were driving there, dirt road, not dirt, gravel, rocky, half flooded from the rain. I thought we were gonna get murdered. I thought we were in the wrong area. I thought something was wrong. We were on this dirt road for like 25 minutes. My boyfriend was looking at me like, girl, hello, is Apple Maps correct? Are we gonna actually end up at a river? Because everything we were seeing was just like fields and cows and trees. Like, hello, where is the river? Where is the lake? Where is the fresh water? We're driving. We turn a corner. All of a sudden, it is this beautiful, rocky, crystal clear, bright blue lake. There's hundreds of people there. We're like, oh, thank God. Thank God we made it. Let's get our fucking bikinis on. Let's go swimming. So we spent the day just like floating in this crystal clear water, enjoying the sunshine, soaking in all the nature sounds, finally away from the city, away from the cars racing each other down my street every single day, every single moment of every day. Actually, there's always something going on. Just like the quiet, the birds chirping. Gotta rest and relax in this kind of cold but still really beautiful lake that was just, oh my god, it was ethereal. Girls be like, I know a spot, and then take you to heaven on earth, literally. So we did that, and then I was like, okay, time to pack things up. I really wanted to go to this haunted hotel for like rooftop drinks. I'd been there before with my parents. It used to be an insane asylum. I was like, you know what? On brand for my 25th birthday. Been there. So let's go. Let's have some like cocktails on the roof and then we'll go get dinner wherever is open, whatever I'm craving. So we were like, okay, let's get in the car. Let's get going. We get in the car. We start driving. My boyfriend goes, oh no. Oh no, what do you mean, oh no? What do you mean, oh no? I don't like oh no's. I don't like the sound of that. He goes, I have a flat tire. Keep in mind, 25 minutes of gravel road. Gravel road on a flat tire, not good. Not good. Recipe for disaster, not great, not good. He was like, okay, I have enough air in my tire. We're just going to blast it up out of here, get out. We're going to go to the nearest gas station and I'm going to fill it up. I'm going to check on it, whatever. I was like, okay, King, he's got a plan. You know what? I'm just going to passenger princess myself here. And you know what? Sometimes it's not worth worrying over. Mind your own business, choose peace. Always. So I chose peace and we made it out. We made it to the gas station. Tires flat as hell. Flat Stanley, babe. Hello. Broken, busted, bruised. I was like, oh no. Because, hello, the sun is setting. I'm trying to get to this hotel for sunset pictures. And we have like an hour. And we have to go home, change, shower, get ready, birthday makeup it up, get to the hotel. We have an hour. And we have a flat tire. Most of the men I've dated in the past would have been like freaking out, cursing, yelling, I can't change a fucking tire, blah, blah, blah. Get you a man who can change a tire. Get you a man who owns tools. Get you a problem solver. Because when I tell you this man hiked up this car, took the tire off, looked at me and said, give me 5 minutes, patched up the tire, fixed it, aired up the tire and the spare, tested the spare, good to go, got that back up, but the tire's fixed, put it back on, got moving, got home, got dressed. He got me to that hotel for the last 45 minutes of sunset, got me up there, taking my pictures, no complaints, bought me wine. Round of fucking applause. Are you kidding me? Because that could have turned into a disaster. A disaster. Please choose your partners well, because he had one thing on his mind and it was making me happy. And he said, I have no choice. Patch the fucking tire, get it off, get it back on. Let's roll. Let's go. He is so sweet to me. I had him on his knees taking pictures of me in front of all these like old people on top of this like random hotel. And you know, I'm just minding my own business. I get it. People like to stare and I don't blame them. I am something fun to stare at. So I really just don't take it personally. I'm like, whatever. They can look, whatever. And this grandma walks up to us and I'm like, oh no, I can't pick up on the vibes. What's the vibes? She goes, you guys are so cute. You look so beautiful in your dress. You're gorgeous. Shout out to him for taking your pictures. I love what's going on right here. I was like, my heart. I love when you're thinking like, oh no, something's going the wrong way. And the universe is like, nope, no ma'am, let me remind you, everything is good and you're hot and sexy. This lady came up to us. She was just throwing compliments at us. Like, I love your energy. You're such a cute couple. Like, I love that he's just down to take pictures of you over and over and over again until he gets the shot. I have him trained very well. But that was so sweet. And we had a couple glasses of wine and then ended up at this like local spot, I don't know, and I got me a little chicken parm on, I got me a little French 75, and oh my god, it was a fantastic birthday weekend. We ended up at the gas station just buying like gas station ice cream and smoking a joint on the porch, and I did some watercolors. The Airbnb had watercolors for us, like, oh my god, it was fantastic. Then on the way home we just like bought Subway sandwiches and we ended up going to another different like river spot and hung out for like 4 hours and finally made it home last night. But wow, how grateful am I? I did not think I was going to make it this far at all. In fact, I had no plan past 16. So if you ever find yourself sitting there wondering like, does it get better? Will it get better? Is it worth it? Should I stick around? Yes, 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 I am living testimony. I did not have any hope or future plans or ideas for myself, and yet I still turned this life into something that is so beautiful and incredible, and that I am thankful for every fucking moment. And I never thought I'd have this perspective. I never thought I would be able to handle my depression or work with it, or my slew of fucking mental illnesses. I thought they were going to control me for the rest of my life, and I was going to be a prisoner to my own mind. But there is hope for us all. You can create a beautiful life out of what you have. You just have to have the dedication to yourself and the drive to seek love and light in every step that you take. It's never the easiest choice. It isn't. But hard work will pay off, I promise you. And this birthday really proved to me that it was like, you know what? This life will be a good life because it's my life, and I'm choosing to make it one. I am choosing to live my life how I want to live, how I want to experience it. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. I don't give a fuck what society thinks. I don't care about any outside perspective other than how I feel in this present moment and the greatness I want to create out of life. So I am so lucky for every single one of you listening and hearing this and showing up for me, and all the sweet birthday messages. And I'm so thankful for my family and the world around me, and for the sunshine and for the beautiful nature, because I really was just living some of the best days of my life this past weekend. And thinking back to like 16-year-old Hannah, who didn't have any hope and wanted nothing more than to be gone, if I could go back and tell her one thing, it was just hold on. Do your best. Hold on. Goodness is coming. I promise you. You have to stay strong by yourself. So I love you all. Happy birthday to me. It was such a great one. I am so lucky for every single moment that I get to live on this life, and cheers to many, many more years of Smoke Sesh, of hanging out with you. And I can't wait to see what this next year brings for us all. But that's all I have to catch you guys up on. Once again, thank you so much for all the sweet birthday wishes. I woke up that morning and I had already had like 15 DMs from you guys being like, happy birthday, happy birthday. I was like, I haven't even posted anything. You guys are so sweet. You already know. So yeah, it was beautiful. I'm so forever grateful for every second I get to spend on this earth. Let's make it a fucking good one, because honestly, we have no choice but to. You know what I mean? But with that being said, that's all I have to catch you guys up on. The fact that my birthday falls on the beginning of Pride, it's like, come on now. Obviously, vibes are in the air. We're feeling good. We're feeling spirited. And this city we went to, this little town we went to, was very Pride oriented. Like, many drag bars, rainbow stairs, many rainbow murals, many rainbow flags. So that was nice to get into the festivities of it all. And there were a bunch of people in town to help celebrate and things. So that was super exciting. But love you. Love all my gays out there. Thank you for being endlessly supporting of me. Literally, the only audience I want is gays and women. That's it. Please, for the love of God, that is my target demographic. Those are my favorite people. Every time I see a straight man like weirdly giving out odd vibes, I block them immediately. I do not want you here. You are not welcome. But yeah, happy Pride. Happy Bisexual Awareness Month. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of you guys were asking, like, I think I'm bisexual, I think I'm gay, I think I'm whatever, but like, how do I figure it out? And I feel like for me, my understanding of my sexuality has always been pretty solid. Of course, you have that moment of questioning where you're like, but am I? Girl, why are you watching people scissor for 8 hours when you're like 13? You're gay. You're somewhere on that spectrum. And it is a spectrum. Everybody's on that fucking spectrum. I do believe in like 100% straight, but it's like, I feel like it's more rare to be like 100% straight than it is to be on the spectrum. So just allow yourself to be on the spectrum if you want to. Do you know what I mean? Having that kind of idea in mind really helped me understand my sexuality and be like, no, it is a spectrum, and I'm going to lean and I'm going to, be somewhere, definitely not 100%, but somewhere in the middle perhaps. And it might ebb and flow, but I'm just going to let myself be there, and I'm going to accept that, and I'm going to try not to put a label on it and just let myself experience life that way. And I feel like you're having a really hard time accepting your sexuality, just letting yourself be on the spectrum somewhere and experience life that way and understand that, like, actually, no, it's more rare to be 100% straight. So, girl, just go out and feel and enjoy. Try new things. I feel like that is a great way to, or great mindset to really help allow yourself be yourself and step into your true self as well. My mom thought I was gay like most of my life. She clocked me. She knew it. But I just like wasn't interested in love at all because I had way too much going on in my brain in high school. I was focusing on being alive, not finding love. Let's be real. So she thought like I was gay and I just like wasn't, interested in men at all. Like all my proms, all my dances, never had a date really. I was always just like going with my gay best friends in like a big group. So she just started wearing rainbow shirts around the house and it was like, we love you no matter what. Like all the rainbow shirts she could find. And she never really had like a conversation with me like, we love you if you are gay or straight. She just started wearing rainbow shirts around the house and we love an ally. Like, thank you, mom. True, you right. I am somewhere in there, but then I started bringing home more men and she was like, oh, did not clock it correctly. But still, we love an ally. That was so funny to experience growing up because I'm like, where do all these fucking rainbow shirts come from? I think she just wanted to let me know that like I was accepted no matter what. So very precious. Love that for her. But yeah, it was nice to have the kind of parents who I knew like wouldn't really give a fuck, that I also didn't really have to say anything to or like come out. It's just like they're Geminis, they get it. Like it's a spectrum. We ebb and flow somewhere in there. So having that kind of stability in my life was really nice because I didn't feel like I needed to pinpoint who I was. I didn't need to have like a grasp on who I was. I just allowed myself to be on that spectrum and to experience life in whatever way I wanted to. And I feel like that's a great way to really just get into discovering who you are, maybe discovering where your sexuality lies. So if you don't fully understand who you are or like what label you would be, that's okay. Don't worry about putting a label on yourself. Labels are boring. Labels change. They wear off. It just confines you into a small little box that's kind of harder to feel comfortable in than if you just allow yourself to just be and experience in whatever experiences you want to be in. So allow yourself to be free this June. Allow yourself to enjoy and love and live and share that love in whatever ways you want to. If there are people in your life that are not accepting of who you are, it is not your job on this planet to prove to them that you're worth being accepted of. It is your job to find the family that is accepting of you no matter what. And sometimes that's your chosen family. Sometimes that's the family you're born with. Either way, please understand that there are people out here who are going to love you fully for who you are, always. Sometimes it takes a little searching, but don't try and prove yourself to a person who doesn't want to understand you or doesn't have the energy to understand you, because you're going to be constantly chasing that validation, and that is a nasty cycle to get into. But anyways, happy Pride. Take a shot for me. I won't be at Pride, like the parade this year in Kansas City, because I will be on my girls trip. I leave Friday. I'm so excited. But please go out, enjoy, be safe, use protection, and live, laugh, love. Speaking of Pride, someone said, do I need to tell my boyfriend I think I'm bisexual? Do I have to tell anyone? I feel like I'm lying. I don't think you have to tell anybody. Like, girl, figure it out in yourself. Also, like, if you're attracted to women, it's okay to have a boyfriend. You know your attraction is there whether you have experience or not. It's like, hello, pussy wet. That has meaning. Literally, like, hello. But I think it's okay to tell your boyfriend, just so maybe they're more aware. But I don't think you necessarily need to, like, come out, if you want to, fine, fantastic, amazing. But I think people put so much pressure on this idea of like a label and being seen as this label, when like it's okay to just like be yourself and find peace and comfort in that without having to try and convince other people of what you want to be. Just be who you are and find peace in that always. Too many summer plans, how to find a balance between work, fun, and relaxation. Listen, we're just going to be busy. We're just going to be busy and try and take time to yourself when you can. But I love a busy summer. I love a busy summer. I love a like wake up, get ready, maybe take 5 minutes to scroll, drink my coffee, go to work, fucking 10 hours fly by at work. You're like, holy shit. Get some food, go home, take a quick little smoke break, quick little food break, get ready again, go back out. Go enjoy, go have fun. I think if you want to be busy and still interact with people, but maybe you need more of a relaxation experience, just like have a little girls' night at home, have a little movie night, do something inside rather than outside if you do need a break from all that, but you don't want to have any FOMO and you still want to like have friends over. You can do relaxing things together, but also like prioritize peace in those small moments that you can, like your little morning coffee break or your afternoon lunch, or maybe like in between the end of your shift and like dinner / going out time. Take time to like take a long shower, make sure you're taking care of yourself, you're getting fed and hydrated. It's not a hot girl summer. If you're dehydrated, you're gonna pass out on the street. We don't want that for you. But honestly, this summer is just gonna be really busy for all of us, and that's okay. I think busy is fun, but don't burn yourself out on busy, you know?
Hi, Fairy Smoke Mother. Okay, so I finally broke up with my boyfriend, took your advice, wasn't in love with him. You get the vibes. I think I might be a lesbian. I don't know. But like, I wasn't super into like having sex with him like the last couple, I don't know for how long. Like I was like into it, but like not like super. I don't know anything. Life is so confusing. Anyways, I'm really excited to move to Colorado, but right now I'm staying with my parents in Tulsa for the month of June, and I'm so lonely because
Not the cut off, girl. Love you. Please don't be lonely. We need to get you to Pride ASAP. When's Tulsa Pride? I need you to show up. I need you to go. I need you to go experience. Yeah, sex with straight men, sometimes fantastic. If they're troubled, I've found the dick is better. And then sometimes just, but girl, you're free, you're single. Sure, you might live with your parents right now, but who cares? Fuck it, it's the summer. Everybody's living with their parents right now. Let's be real. Go out to Pride, go have fun, go make out with a girl, go discover yourself. That's what it's a hot girl summer. It's a hot girl discovery summer, and that's exactly what you need to be doing. Don't feel lonely. I understand like how after a breakup it feels like you kind of like lose a piece of yourself, but in fact you're just making space to add more interest and add more discovery and add more understanding of yourself. So there is not like a hole you need to fill with another person, perhaps, but there is a hole you need to fill with experience and entertaining and enjoying and discovering who you are in relation to the world. So love you. Go out, go kiss a girl for me. Live, laugh, love. Always. How to comfort an insecure partner. You don't. If they're insecure, that's something they have to handle and deal with inside themselves. You being there and stable, and you being there for like questions or for slight comforting if they need some reassurance, sure. But like, babe, I can't provide you reassurance if you're not reassuring yourself. Like, that sounds like a you problem. I've dealt with insecure partners where it's like, holy shit, why does this feel like a jail cell? Why am I comforting you when I did nothing wrong? Sometimes you just gotta let people deal with their own fucking problems and let them try and find peace on their own. We can't coddle people into being better people. They unfortunately have to do that work on their own. But I have found in previous experiences that coddling an insecure partner is just going to strengthen those bar cells of your relationship, when in reality you need to break free, and the only way to freedom is them healing themselves. And it's okay to be like, you're acting crazy, what you're saying is not based in reality. I unfortunately cannot help you with that, because anything I say is not going to make your life better. The only thing that's going to make your life better is you solving that problem on your own. Anyways, here's a little quote that I think might help you in this troubling time. I lived my whole life in guilt because I thought I was responsible for people's feelings, newly realizing that other people are responsible for their feelings and reactions, even if they make it seem like I'm the problem. A lot of the time, it really has to do with them and their own emotional regulation. I can't keep thinking I'm not allowed to have space because of other people's insecurities. Like, I literally refuse to dim myself. Other people are responsible for their feelings just as I'm responsible for mine. Period. Go-to going outfits. My go-to going outfit is like a cute little sundress and some boots, maybe some kitten heels, or a mini skirt, a cute tank top, maybe bedazzled tank top, and boots or kitten heels. Boots or kitten heels are usually my go-to. Dress or mini skirt. Maybe throw some boy shorts on underneath if you're afraid of flashing people. And yeah, I want like my titties looking good. Always. Always. All right, someone said, why is it only ever losers who like me? How can I stop it? I'm too good for these guys. Yeah, obviously. When you're hot and sexy and beautiful and wonderful, losers are going to flock to you because they don't think they have any chance. But you know what losers have? They have gumption. Okay? Do you know what gumption is? It means they don't give a fuck. They're going to shoot their shot because maybe she'll say yes. They know they're a loser, but maybe they'll say yes. Don't say yes. Don't. You're going to get more losers surrounding you as a hot girl than you are as like a... Well, I don't believe in loser girls, but do you know what I mean? Like, they're going to flock to you because they know they have no shot, so they might as well just go for it. They got gumption. Do not say yes. Do not think one of them might be special. Stay strong to your roots and stay strong to what you believe in. But don't let them get on your nerves, honestly. There's no way to scare losers off. In fact, trying to scare losers off, I think, just makes them more attracted to you. So I just ignore, block. I'm not interested. Phone sex? How? I'm nervous. I don't know. I don't do phone sex because I did too much of it at like 13 when I was getting groomed online. And that's on not giving your kids unrestricted access on the internet. Like, hello, why is your 3-year-old playing Roblox? I'm judging you. Anyways, I don't do it because of the trauma, but it can be fun for sure. I like to do it over text message if I'm going to do it. Like, I'm thinking about being away from my boyfriend for like 10 days and I'm like, ooh, in a shared hotel room. You can't really do phone sex because my friends are going to be like, bitch, we're breaking your phone if we hear you do that. So it'll probably be over text messages and it'll probably just be with like fun little spicy photos because that's all I feel comfortable doing. Only do what you feel comfortable doing. If you were ever talking to a guy and he's like, but I need a titty pic, please, I'm gonna die if I don't get one. How desperate is he? Loser status. Do not send that picture unless you're like in love and it's like a fun little flirty thing and you want to, then sure, go for it. But like, I'm not gonna be on FaceTime DJing for a man, not even my own boyfriend. That is way too much. That is way too close. I'm not interested. Sure, I'll send you a cute little pic every once in a while, maybe a little spicy naughty text like, can't wait to see you, wink wink. But I'm not good with the whole like that sort of thing. I'm not good with on the spot improv. That's why I don't do that. So I don't know. Do whatever feels comfortable to you. If you want to get like crazy and freaky on FaceTime, go for it. But I'm more of a, here's a cute picture. You know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. No, have fun. Someone said, moving back in with my parents. How do I hide my bud? Will not get a cart. Illy. I've taught you well. I love a cart, but also it's just going to skyrocket your tolerance. The carts are usually not the healthiest on your lungs. They are the easiest to hide, so I do understand that. But when I was living with my parents, I would have my bud, I would have my bowl, and either A, I had my window that I would open up and I would smoke out of after they went to bed, and then I would leave the window cracked and I would leave the bowl outside of the window all night, and then once I woke up, I just shut the window. Remember to take it out of that vicinity though, because one time I left it there and my mom sent me a photo and it was just my bowl in the open window because I forgot to close it, and she was like, why the fuck is her window open? And then there was a bowl there and she was like, oh, there's nothing scarier than your parents just sending you a picture of like your paraphernalia with no words, just a picture, and you're like, I'm not coming home. I will not be coming home. Thank you. Thank you for the warning. So remember to hide and stash away. But my favorite way to do it was just like loading a little bowl or rolling myself a little joint and then being like, I'm gonna go on a summer nighttime walk around the neighborhood. I'm gonna go FaceTime my friend and go on a walk around the neighborhood. What, your parents are gonna say no to you taking a healthy, well-deserved walk? They're gonna say no to you talking to your friend on the phone on FaceTime somewhere privately? That was my go-to way. And pipes are always gonna smell, so make sure you get a smell-proof bag. I love dime bags. They always smell. They are always smell-proof. But I also love a joint because then you can just like toss it and get rid of it, and not have a smelly pipe on you. But I was like desperately crawling out my window at 2 a.m. sometimes, just smoking a bowl and crawling right back inside. Oh, living with your parents, it really makes you become so resourceful, so creative.
I'm in my car, so if it sounds like really bad, sorry. I've been listening to your podcast literally since you started it. I watch you on TikTok. You are literally like someone that I look up to so much. So like, thank you for that. My question is, how do you deal with like a lifelong diagnosis of yours? I've had anxiety since I was like a little kid, but I got diagnosed with it in high school, and now I'm almost 22. And sometimes it's just hard to like feel like I have a normal brain, because I have to take meds and stuff like that, and I have to have so much more control over myself and all of that stuff. So if you have any tips for like anxiety, just dealing with it, even though you've had it your entire life, yeah, I love you so much. Thank you.
So with my slew of lifelong friends in here, I really had to make peace with the fact that it is lifelong. This is something I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life, but it does get easier with time. You do understand yourself more. It gets more manageable. I view it as having like this friend, okay? I have a friend, her name is BPD. And you know, sometimes the friendship's going to be rocky and you're going to have to work a little bit harder to maintain it. And sometimes the friendship is going to be easygoing, perfect, no problems. And I think viewing it like that has really helped me come to a piece of understanding of living with this and not feeling like my life is controlled by it. I am Hannah. I am not my disease or my mental illness. That is a part of me, of course, and it's a part of me that I will carry with me forever. It probably makes me a little more interesting than others, let's be real. Not that you need one. Let's not start a trend on that. But it is going to make me a little bit more different. It's going to make life a little bit more different for me and how I manage it, but it is manageable. And in fact, I think, like, especially with my mental health and having to work a little bit harder on it than others, it has brought a resounding understanding of who I am to myself that I think a lot of like normal people don't have, because they never have to do that internal work. They never actually have to look inside or like work through their thoughts or process their thoughts, because they've never had a reason to. So there are positives to it. I promise you, you are not a victim of your mental illness. It is just something that you maybe have to work with a little bit more. And we all have our quirks. We all have different things that are going to be lifelong companions of ours. So I think the best thing for you can really be just like finding peace and understanding that you're going to know yourself a little bit better than other people. Also, maybe it's going to make life a little bit more difficult for you in certain instances, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your life is unlivable. Like, trust me. Look at me. You've been here, girl. You ain't new here. You know how it is. There's going to be ups and downs for every single person in this life. We all just have our own different battles and we all got to fight them the best we can. So please keep fighting your battle, but also don't succumb to your mental illness. Your mental illness is not you, okay? You are you, but don't define your life based on your mental health. Speaking of, someone said, when did you start smoking weed? What has that journey looked like so far? It's had its ups and its downs and its, round and arounds, but I started, you know what? I started kind of later in life. I'm going to say my age and you're going to be like, girl, that's not later. Probably like 15. I want to say before 16. Definitely like 15, 16, sophomore year high school, something like that. Yes, sophomore year high school. Started drinking like 8th grade. So I was a little nervous about weed. I was a little scared of weed. I didn't want to like trip balls and whoa. Anyways, I started smoking sophomore year high school. I started smoking the first time out of a GB. Don't recommend. That shit had me fucked up. I also love my parents because I called them and I was high as hell and I was like, I'm not coming home. It's not safe for me. And they were like, no questions asked. Thanks for telling us. Stay where you are. Vibes. Amazing. Anyways, started smoking then, and then every weekend essentially would just be me and my friends just like smoking and running around to different house parties. And yeah, girls sleepover every weekend, and we would always just go out and say, we're getting ice cream. Well, we did get ice cream, but it was after we smoked a couple bowls for sure and blasted some music. And that continued until college. And then freshman year of college, it spiraled out of control because I just completely had the world open to me. I was like, oh, I can smoke whenever, all the time if I wanted to. Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. I distinctly remember going in to take a quiz and I forgot that we had like a test or a quiz, and I literally left shit empty on a college exam. Left shit empty. Me and my friend looked at each other and we were like, yeah, we bombed the fuck out of it. I didn't even study. She studied. She still bombed the fuck out of it. So we went into the hallway, or like the alleyway right outside the science building, and we just smoked a bowl like in the alleyway. Like we were like, we bombed that test so hard, we need to smoke right here, right now. That was my blunt phase. I did lose my scholarships. I did almost lose my privileges to go to that school and to go to nursing school because my weed dependency got really, really, really out of control in a unhealthy way where it was like the consumption was just out of this world. I was also dating a dealer at the time, which definitely didn't help because I was eating brownies and I was making brownies, and he always had weed on him and he was always high as hell, and that was not healthy for me. That was not a good relationship for me when I needed to be focusing on school and maybe like consuming every once in a while in a healthy manner. So my whole life almost got taken out from under me, and I said, okay, we need to change things up. So sophomore year of college, sophomore year nursing school, college, I went to Creighton University. I was like, okay, no more weed. No more weed. If I do smoke, it'll be very rare. It'll be like maybe on a Friday night if I get all my studying done. Guess what? I went from a 2.5 GPA to 4.0, highest grades in all of the nursing school. I was doing so well, but then I realized like I fucking hate nursing and I'm depressed. And my friends are mean to me. And I don't like this college. And I don't like the Catholic vibe. And anyways, so I dropped out of college. I wasn't smoking weed at the time, but then I moved back home and I started smoking a little bit more. This is the time when I started smoking like the pipe out of the window. I was probably like, what, 20? No, I was probably 19. Moved back home and I went to art school. Art school, you can smoke weed and do your work. So then my consumption was pretty like leveled out. That's when the Molly usage started spiraling out of control. So that was a whole different ball game of something that I needed to figure out. Anyways, my weed usage has been up and down and up and down. I remember, I think sophomore year of college, I took about a year and a half off from smoking. And then a couple years later, I took about a year off again. I think it's really important to think about your usage and ask yourself, am I doing this in a healthy way? Am I doing this compulsively? Do I need to be high to function? Or is this just like a fun little glass of wine at the end of the day kind of situation? Because it can get out of control. It can get very addicting. It can be a bad habit to pick up. As much as there are positives, I like to reiterate that there are negatives, because people hate to talk about the negatives of weed, but there are them. There are negatives to weed, especially to any sort of drug. There's negatives to everything. So if you feel like your usage is getting out of control, you have the strength to kind of step back and stop. I promise. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to be super hard to get off of. I didn't have the hardest time like taking breaks, because I had something else that I prioritized instead. And if that's yourself, or maybe your schoolwork, or maybe your family, those are things that are more important than weed. So do so. Step away if you need to. But yeah, I started pretty young. I regret starting young. I would like to say that. I wish I would have waited until at least college, because I smoked so much in high school that I felt so comfortable with it that I felt comfortable kind of going overboard in college. I think usually in college people go overboard with the drinking. Mine was the drug use. So it's okay to relax. It's okay to chill. It's okay to be weed free if you need to be. No one's gonna judge you. If they do judge you, they're weirdos and freaks, and like, hello, it's not that fucking big of a deal. Like, what? So yeah, that's kind of been my weed usage over the years. Right now it's pretty chill, I'd like to say. I maybe smoke a bowl in the afternoon or evening. And then if I have it, I do dabs at night. Or like maybe a little edible. But it's not as often as it used to be, which was morning bowl, 11 a.m. bowl, 12 o'clock bowl, 2 p.m. bowl, 3 p.m. bowl. That was a lot. I was probably smoking like an eighth a day. Wild. Don't recommend. My brain is Swiss cheese. Not good for you. But it's okay to reevaluate your relationships all the time and try and make sure every relationship in your life is being taken care of and maintained. How do I initiate sex with my boyfriend? I'm embarrassed to ask him to F me. Illy. Yeah, I think it's weird to just be like, hey, can you F me? I find it weird asking that, but like, men are easy. All you have to do is just like start making out with him and touching up on him. He'll get the vibes. He will understand what needs to happen. Sometimes men just wait for like, and like, as they should be doing this, but I think a lot of times men wait for women because it's like, consent, like I want her to want to do this, so I'm just gonna wait for her to approach me. So don't be afraid to approach men. Like if you want dick, men are very easy. They're very easy creatures. Like as soon as you start making out with them, they're like, let's go, let's get into it. Okay. And if they're not into it, cool, fine, whatever, don't take it personally. But yeah, I say literally just start making out with them. It's that easy. Feeling threatened by my boyfriend's female friends is so gross, but I don't know how to stop feeling this way. I feel that I've had a boyfriend in the past who had a lot of female friends. He was also fucking the female friends, so my concern was valid. But I think like there's a difference between shady female friends and then like men just having female friends. Men should be able to have female friends. Men should be able to look at women without being sexually attracted to them. That is very healthy. But also that healthiness should be viewed and seen. You know, you should be able to understand that. There shouldn't be any weird mixed signals, cross lines, secret hush hush meetings. That's when it's sketchy. That's when it's like, oh no, you don't have a female friend, you just have a fuck buddy on the side. It's okay to have female friends, but also I think if you're like worried about it, just be like, hey, update me, let me know when you're there, maybe you can meet the girl, whatever. But I think it should also be like, your boyfriend's actions should make you feel calmed about the situation and should make you feel comfortable about the situation, because there shouldn't be any weird mixed signals. If there's weird mixed signals, it's okay to look into it, because I was like, oh, maybe not, maybe not. And then it was like, oh no, she's blowing him when I'm not there. And I was like, oh, okay. I minded my business a little too hard there when I should have been like researching. But he gave me a lot of concerns. I think men should also be able to have female friends, but also like there shouldn't be any concerns there. He shouldn't be doing anything concerning. It's okay to also like be a little bit weary of that, but also, like I said in the beginning with the insecure boyfriend, sometimes our emotions are ours to handle and ours to control and understand and unpack.
Hey, Hannah. I'm so ill right now. I might have COVID. I'm too weak to test. But literally, my fever will not go down unless I have Tylenol in my system. Took some more, waiting for it to kick in, but I'm listening to your old podcast for comfort. And yeah, I love you, and please send me healing vibes, because homegirl needs it right now. Okay, bye, love you.
Oh, you poor thing. I love you. I'm so sorry you're going through that, but I'm glad I can keep you company along the way. Maybe provide you a little peace of mind. But you need water. You need much more Tylenol, maybe much more ibuprofen to keep that fever down. We're going to need some Gatorade, preferably the blue one. That's my favorite. Maybe some crackers if you can keep them down. But I've found, especially like after having COVID and stuff, or just like being sick in general, having fun little drinks around you to just slowly sip on to make sure you're staying hydrated and also kind of chill yourself out is so nice. And my favorite way to kind of self-heal the best you can, especially while you're sick. Also maybe perhaps some pho. I know you have a fever, so maybe not. But after I get sick and I'm like slowly on the come up, my favorite thing to do for myself to heal internally is with food, specifically with pho. So hopefully that helps. Love you. I heard burning is best for letting stuff go, but do you use it to manifest stuff into your life too? I personally don't use burning to manifest things into my life unless it's a candle. I love candle work. You can use like different colored candles to represent different kinds of manifestations. You can write on the candles what you're trying to manifest and then burn them while you're meditating on that. I love candle work in that sort of sense, but I think for a majority of it, fire means cleansing. Fire means purification. Breaking plates can mean purification. So yeah, personally, I burn like paper, or you can write on bay leaves your manifestations and burn those. It's all about intentionality though, and what you're going for. I think there is a way to use burning for manifestation for sure. Candles, bay leaves, things of the such. Someone said, did you manifest your boyfriend? If not, how did you meet? We kind of met because he DM'd me. Literally, it was a pandemic summer and I had just gotten out of relationships, so had he. Both of our relationships previously were pretty traumatic. And I was out living my best hot girl life, and I posted a picture on my Instagram story, and it was me hungover, actually with these same exact space buns in a Winstead's, which is like a little diner, with a can of Pedialyte in my hand, flipping off the camera. A mess. And you know what he DM'd me? You know what he responded to that picture? Not the hot, sexy photos I had posted previously. No, that one picture of me looking a hot mess. And he said, "You're cute. Let's hang out." Men, it really is that simple. Think outside the box, okay? But also, I was young and I was living a free life. And I was like, fuck it. Yeah, we'll hang out. So it was the pandemic. I didn't really want to, go into public. So I was like, let's go to a public park. We can go picnic it out. If this man can sit in a public park and have fun and journal with me, then sure, he can stick around, you know? But I wasn't like leaning into it as a date. I always leaned into first dates as I'm going to approach this person as if they're my best friend, and I'm going to act the exact way I would with my best friend, which is a little weird and odd and freaky and whatever. And if they can get on board with that, then that's the true me. They can love me for who I am. So that's how I approached it. I was like, I'm going to approach it as a friend hangout, sesh, whatever. He rolled up like a fat joint with like resin in it. Like, we were ready to smoke. We hung out. We did our thing. I literally lost my keys in the park, and I was like so high. I was like, fuck it, leave the keys. I have a spare. Like, some homeless man can have the keys. I don't care. Let's just chill, relax, hang out. We went back to my place because I was like, I have to go do like homework or whatever. Time to go our separate ways. And then we ended up talking for 3 hours, and then we ended up spending 2 days together. That's how we met. Looking back on it, I did do a lot of work previously to meeting him, where I unpacked the trauma of my previous relationship and really focused on what I wanted and what I was willing to accept into my life and what I wasn't willing to accept into my life. So I had that list and I had that work done, and I had that sitting in the back of my head. So while we were spending time together, I was asking myself, like, is he going to be good to me? Is he gonna blah, blah, blah? Is he exuding the characteristics of a man that I want in my life? And he was. And then, you know, we spent a lot of time together, and we tried to figure out what we wanted and if it was going to work. And here we are 4 years later. So I say, if you're searching for a man, if you're trying to manifest a man, the best way to do so is not with spells, it's not with rituals. The universe is always going to send you something silly, funny, haha, kind of out of left field. If you try and manifest love, always try and manifest self-love if you're going to manifest any sort of love. But I think the best way to kind of manifest a man or manifest a healthy partner is really just to do the internal work of asking yourself, what do I deserve? What the fuck do I deserve? What do I want? What are the characteristics I seek out? What do I deserve in this life? And then make that list, have it in the back of your head. Don't fucking settle. Ever. I promise you'll find love. It might take time, but don't settle. Oh, also, I totally forgot. Couple more presents I got. My boyfriend, well, first of all, he got me this Louis bag for Christmas, but let me nerd out for a second. My favorite Pokemon is Torchic, and you cannot find her anywhere. You cannot find Torchic anywhere, but we stumbled upon this cute little nerdy gaming store, and I really want to start decorating my bags a little bit more, cute keychains, and I found a Torchic, so my boyfriend got it for me. And then I received an early birthday present from the queen herself, Miss Sydney Mary. And she came through with the fucking bikinis. So I wanted to show them off because I'm like such a proud, she's older than me, but I feel like such a proud mom. Actually, just a friend. But still, I'm like, her art is incredible. Like, look at this bikini with the scrunchy bottoms and the long lacy ties. And then she has this knowledge and experience bikini set. Oh, sorry, I just dropped that. But it has these beautiful, like, water lily print all over it. So I cannot wait to go on my girls trip and just run around Montana in these hot ass bikinis in the mountains on horseback. It is just going to be incredible. I'm going to attempt to pre-record a podcast for next week while I'm on vacation. But if you do not see a podcast next week, I am genuinely so sorry. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that we have one up. But if I do not have like cell service, or if I do not have a Wi-Fi, if I do not have a like hacking in computer moment that I can upload accordingly, I really apologize. But I'm going to try and do my best to make sure that is out for you guys. So stay tuned. But I cannot wait for my girls trip. When I was running around this weekend in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, there was so many like old lady groups like running around, and they all were wearing like girls trip shirts, and I'm like, oh, that is going to be me and my friends in 50 plus years. Like, we will be the old ladies running around in the girls trip shirts, and it begins next week with our first ever like big girls trip. And it's so fun because I was like thinking, I was like, you know what, I haven't had like a sleepover with the girls since probably like beginning of college, high school. It's like 5+ years, and I'm so excited to be able to go do that for like the next 10 days. How beautiful is this life? I'm so lucky. I'm so glad that I put the work in so I can go now reap the benefits and enjoy. Because my God, was I overworking myself there for a moment. And overworking yourself is only worth it when it's for a good cause, when it's for a good thing. So make sure you're at least working towards something. Make sure you have a goal in mind, even if the goal is like simply going home and getting some fucking rest. Make sure you at least have something to look forward to. Whether it's my favorite thing to look forward to on a daily basis is a good fucking meal. Follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. I've been posting a ton of cooking reels. You guys have been loving it. I'm making ramen today, so if you want to see my ramen recipe, which I've been over before, I do have some special ways I like to spice it up, so we're going to do that, but I'm going to make ramen on my Instagram reels if you want to check it out. Some good munchy food, but yeah. Recently realized I am fucking crazy. What do? I'm just a girl. Listen, we're all crazy. I'm actually psycho. And the thing is, the more you fight the psycho, the more psycho you become. So you kind of have to lean into it, and lean into it in a healthy way, not in a way where it's like, okay, let me go manic crazy and just become the worst possible person ever. It's like, no, I can be the worst possible person ever, but I'm going to save it for moments that it really counts. And until then, I'm just going to store it away for a rainy day, and I'm going to wait. And I'm going to try and ward off the crazy girl the best I can until I'm ready to break her out, okay? Also, if you need psychiatric help, please get it. Like, 10 out of 10 recommend. My psych ward experience really saved my life, honestly. And especially when you're like, I'm a crazy girl, LOL, I'm just a girl, but also like, I'm losing it. I'm going to hurt somebody or myself. It's like, please check yourself in. I guarantee only good things will come from it. Like, I went to the government psych ward, not the fun little Malibu retreat. Let me go to a sound bath ritual. Let me go purify myself. No, government psychiatric institution. And it still helps me. Okay, so even out of the worst things, you can still grow into the best thing.
Hi, Hannah. I hope you had a lovely birthday. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. My question is about self-worth. I've kind of been struggling with it for a good majority of my life, also due to kind of like childhood traumas and all of that, and learning limiting beliefs, and that just kind of like being installed in my unconsciousness. I was wondering how I can take the first steps to break free from that, because I've kind of already always known that I was deserving of a life where the world is basically my oyster and I can do whatever I want, be whoever I want. But I have always had a hard time feeling it and believing it.
Period. I feel like when it comes to self-limiting beliefs and having those reoccurring thoughts, especially because you know the world's yours, you're deserving of everything good, but it's like this fucked up like brain aspect where it's like you can't necessarily go after it. I think the best thing to do in those moments is to start small and work big. So maybe start with one specific type of thought that you're having that's holding you back. Work on that. Work on breaking that down and processing it. And then once you have that one kind of understood on how to handle it and how to move forward, then work on the next thought. This is not something that you can kind of like overarching completely just get rid of overnight. When it comes to self-limiting beliefs, they can stem from anywhere, from anything, from different things, from different experiences. And I think it's really important to just start with one. Start with one. Everybody can start with one thing, okay? Start with one belief that's holding you back, that you want to challenge a little bit, that you want to break down a little bit, and work forward from there. This is not going to be something that you can do overnight. I have been putting work into myself since 16, since I was admitted. So this is something that I do every single day, that I work on every single day. But working on yourself will always make your life better. Always. The people who don't work on themselves, or don't want to change, or don't want to put in the work, or don't want to see negative sides of themselves, they stay a certain type of person that is not the kind of person that I want around me. They stay like a regressed version of themselves. We all have this higher identity that we want to tap into, but you will never become her overnight. You will become her with every step and dedication that you place in yourself. So start small, start on one belief, whatever it is. I don't know what your limiting beliefs would be. Maybe for me, like me personally, it would be like, oh, I can't wear that thing because I blah, 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 because of this trauma, because of this experience. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck that shit. I'm going to work through it. I'm going to wear the thing. I'm going to go out. I'm going to experience and make this a good experience, so I feel more comfortable next time. Or maybe my self-limiting belief is, oh, but I'm not deserving of that good thing. Why do I think I'm not deserving of that good thing? Where does it stem from? How can I work through it? And then how can I move forward to make sure that I understand that I am deserving of that good thing, and I bring that good thing to myself. A lot of this can be done simply with just journaling, and that's why I asked for a journal for my birthday. I really wanted to slow my thoughts down and work through them and ask myself these questions. So maybe get a journal, maybe get a little pen, and then slowly start working on these different ideals. But you are deserving of good things. It sounds like you do know your understanding of that, but sometimes it just takes a little extra work to make that your reality. But the work, it's always worth it. Always. Especially when it comes to yourself and your sanity. So, love you. Have you ever had a bad trip? You know what? I've been pretty intentional about my, I've been mostly intentional about my psychedelic usage and making sure that I was in a good place, because the thing is about like a trip, or even like an edible trip or anything like that, you are strapping yourself into a train and you are going along for the ride. There is no controlling the ride. So the more mentally sound you are, the easier it is to take the ride. The more you release control, the easier it is to take the ride. But once you start trying to control the ride and control the destination, you're going to start losing your mind. It's not going to be fun. But yes, I have had a bad trip. Not like bad. Not like I need to check myself in. Not like running from the police because I think the devil's chasing me. More so bad trip where it's like I'm kind of just thought spiraling, which is very easy to get into because with psychedelics, there's this thing called like looping or thought looping, which is very common because your brain is kind of trying to adjust to what's going on. So you'll find yourself in these thought spirals. And I think most bad trips are by being caught in a negative thought spiral, because of course you don't want to be caught with bad feelings, but then you're like stuck with them and it's like, ooh, this is hard to process, especially because I'm on mushrooms right now. So I highly recommend, the best way to avoid a bad trip is just to make sure you're in a good place. Also, I think there's a lot to be taken out of bad trips. I think you can turn a bad trip into a good trip, because a lot of the times it's just making you deal with things that you maybe don't want to deal with or have been avoiding, and now you can't avoid it anymore. So if you ever find yourself into a bad trip, make sure you have someone safe around you that you can confess to and be like, hey, not having a good time right now. Can you help me distract myself or maybe work through these? I always recommend a trip sitter. But also the only way to escape the bad trip is to address the feeling, address the thought, and move forward from there, work through it. Sometimes it's hard to work through that thought and work through that bad trip when you're alone, so I don't ever recommend that. So I always recommend having a trip sitter, because they'll be in a sober mindset to help you process these emotions and work through them the best you can. But yes, I have been there. Actually, me and my boyfriend, when we first met, we used to do a lot of mushrooms together. Talk about a bonding experience. And one time I like got off work and I was like, okay, let's make like a mushroom tea. I've never had mushroom tea before. And so I took a bunch of mushrooms, probably about 10 grams, and I put them in a teapot with boiling water, and then you add lemon to it because lemon is supposed to intensify it. So anyways, we ended up drinking like 10 grams of mushrooms each. And then we kind of just mentally checked out. Like, we were sitting crisscross applesauce in each other's laps. Like, he was sitting crisscross applesauce and then I was sitting like facing him with like my hands around him, and our heads were like, our foreheads were just pressed together, and we were just like, whoa, this is too much. And too much drugs is never a good thing. You really just get to a point where it's like your brain can't handle it and you just start dissociating. So that's mostly what that bad trip was. But I do specifically, and God rest his soul, I love Mac Miller, one of my favorite artists, but he put on Mac Miller and I was like, bad vibes. This is not good vibes, not good vibes. At least turn on the like upbeat songs. But it was one of his like a sad, depressing songs, and I was like, nope, that's not gonna fly right now. I am gonna quickly start having a bad time. So voice your concerns, voice what's wrong, voice what you're dealing with. I guarantee the people around you will help you work your way out of that. But I do recommend, if there's something you're dealing with that you're kind of avoiding and you're about to trip, you're going to deal with those things. You have no choice. You really have no choice. The drugs are going to be like, yeah, girl, address that shit. Unless you're on Molly, in which everything is good no matter what. But please keep that in mind. Please have a trip sitter. Please do it in a safe environment, including a mind environment. And be safe. Don't take too much. It's not going to make anything better. In fact, less is always more, because you'll be able to actually experience it. Period. Do you plan on doing any more vlogs? I love this past one. Yes, I'm hoping to vlog my girls' trip. I feel like it's going to be super fun, and also it'll be a great way to kind of look back and remember and reminisce. So I will be vlogging my girls' trip, as long as I got to ask consent from my friends. I'm sure they're going to be okay with it, but I got to make sure they're okay with being on camera. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I was going to vlog my birthday trip, but I was like, you know what? I'm here to just check out, clock out, run around in the forest, and girl, there ain't no phones. What the fuck was I saying? There ain't no phones in the forest. Okay? Wow. My Midwestern accent really just took over. Anyways, with that being said, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Happy smoke sesh. I hope you enjoyed. I just realized I didn't smoke at all, but please go out, smoke a bowl for me if you smoke. If not, do something good for yourself. That's the only homework I have for you this week. If you want to see more from me, follow the Patreon, patreon.com/smokeseshshoddy. I upload an extra episode there every week. And at Hannah Marlene to keep updated on my life, see some cute, fun pictures of me, and lots of cooking reels to come. But I love you all. Stay sexy. See you soon. Mwah.